Screw it. I don't feel like waiting. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. I'm Monkey. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm a little stuffed up. Sorry about that. And took yesterday off because I hurt myself. Sorry about that. But we're here tonight and we're going to laugh at stupid people. And specifically, we're going to laugh at some people being stupid about the military, some stuff that has made me laugh about them. I woke up and I fully expected to wake up around 11 o'clock by when I went to bed. And I woke up and I saw the clock, and genuinely, my first thought was, I probably killed a whole bunch of people because I slept so long. I did not wake up until 1:30, and my first thought really was, oh, I just destroyed the world. You guys have made me paranoid about sleeping. Uh, but luckily, as far as I know, nothing horrible happened while I was asleep this time. Maybe the world was like, let's let them rest this time. But I woke up and I do what I normally do. I come in here, check out my Twitter, see what's going on in the news, and then I jump over to YouTube to watch a few videos, see what's popping over here. And I see Disparu has his his Starfleet Academy episode 2 review up. And so I'm watching it as I'm doing other stuff. And I just happened to look over because I don't always watch what I'm watching. It's over on my side screen while I'm, doing other stuff. And I just happened to look over at the screen for this one part of the scene, and it was so offensively stupid to me, so offensively bad that I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll watch this later. I need to go talk about this. Now, this show has a lot of really stupid parts to it. Okay, a lot of really stupid parts. We're gonna bring the show itself up. Actually, we're gonna bring up Disparu's video because I'm too lazy to go get it myself. And this scene here, look, there's a lot stupid with this show. Like, for instance, this is Starfleet Academy. This is like military training. This is like West Point, right? This isn't like going to some high school level military academy. No. You're talking about Starfleet. This is once you're in the actual Starfleet. So this is West Point. And they have the cadets doing the baby the baby experiment that you do with little kids. Well, I guess not little kids, like middle schoolers, where you give them a baby doll. For us, we actually had to take care of an egg, but it's a home ec experiment. I keep calling it an experiment, assignment, really, where you have to take care of this thing and don't let it die, don't let it get hurt or injured or lost. Quick story about mine. When we did our egg babies, when I was in, God, what was that, 8th grade? It was 7th or 8th grade, I forget which. We didn't have to, but we could get a mom for our egg babies. And I asked this girl, Michelle, if she would be my mom's or my egg's baby mama. And she said yes. Michelle was cute. Oh, she was so cute. One of my friends had a crush on Michelle that I didn't know about. And he got mad and he punched my egg and destroyed it. I got an A on my assignment and he got a 0 and had to go see the principal. But yeah, he was mad because I asked Michelle and she said yes. I'm cute. What can I say, dude? You little fucking weirdo. Anyway, so they have that kind of experiment, but it's with this goo that if it gets on you and overtakes you, it'll kill you. So they literally are doing a 21st century and actually 20th century, because I did this back in the 90s. Well, it would be the late 80s. Yeah, late 80s. An experiment from the late 80s with the creme de la creme of possible future Starfleet captains and admirals. They're doing that experiment with grown adults. Oh God. And that, to me, that's still not the most offensively stupid thing about this whole show. In fact, in this scene, she comes into her quarters with that Jen Hadar fat lady, and there's 2 people already in the captain's quarters. She didn't tell them to come there from what we were told or anything, but they're in there fighting. They got to go in there unaccompanied, and she just walks into her. Can you all imagine the captain walking into their quarters and there's already people just hanging out waiting for him? Without, any guards or anything. But they're arguing, and she tells them if they ever fight again, because they yelled at each other a little bit, that she'll kick them out of the airlock. And Disbrew's saying here that, yeah, you realize that now you actually have to do that, because he says, he thinks they're going for she's a mom / captain. And as a mom, you get to say things like that, make empty threats to your children, although you shouldn't, because they won't respect you. And it's mean to the child, because then they don't actually know what your expectations are. But as a captain, you have to have expectations. And so if you didn't, then you have to throw them out the airlock, because, well, that's the threat you made, dumbass. Probably not the greatest idea to threaten to murder people over them having a little fight, a little screaming match. But if it works, I guess. But then this moment happens, and this is what actually stopped me. And I'm going to play it for you. There's only like 60 people here now. I probably should wait to get more input, but for anybody who is familiar with the military, or even if you're not, I want to see if you guys get what I saw as quickly as I did. You ready? All right, here we go.
Mayor, standard attention or leave.
Standard attention.
Did you guys see it? Anybody see it? Anybody see the problem here? I'll wait. I'll give you a chance to type. If anybody, where's my military folk at? Why the choice? Well, that's not even it. Oh, wait, Zach got it. I'm guessing Libra does. Yeah, that's not attention. That's not attention. That is parade rest. That is at ease. You guys ever see people walk in a military show? They go into a commander's office and they stand their feet together, arms at their side, head up, and whoever they're going in to see, who's a higher rank than them, says at ease, and then they stand like this. That's the at ease posture. Yes, this is parade rest, basically. For those of you who know what that is, this is not. Isn't that at ease? Yes, it is. This is not even a hard one. This isn't even a hard one. Stand at ease or stand at attention or leave. And then he stands like this. She should have kicked him out for it. She should have kicked him out. This is not attention. And that might seem like a minor thing, but if you're in an organization where standing at attention means something, this is meaningful. This is such a minor thing to get wrong. This is such an easy thing to do. One, they're in trouble. And in the captain's quarters like this, they should have stood at attention as soon as she entered. These are cadets, for fuck's sake. And not only is homie over here standing at ease without being told to, the other one's told to stand at attention, and he's like, all right, I'll stand at ease. This is the kind of thing that would have drove my father insane, because this is the kind of shit Hollywood gets wrong when they don't. It's not that hard to find this stuff out. All you have to do is talk to somebody who's been in the military, and they can explain to you what attention, at ease, dismissed, permission granted, what all that shit means. This is not even hard. And they care so little about getting things right that they can't even get this. Try and remember if they ever stood at attention in original Trek. I don't know if they did or not. Original Trek, they didn't have. You see more of the military hierarchy in Next Generation than you did in original Trek. But you do see them occasionally do it. But if you're told to stand at attention, even in Trek, you stand at attention. Trek has a special place for me. I became an accidental Trek fan. I was not like hardcore, ooh, science, let's go watch. My dad loved the original series, And I tried watching it with him, but I grew up in the 80s, right? In the 80s and 90s. So going back and seeing them using cardboard boxes as computers was hard for me. It's like why I can't watch Doctor Who, because even by today's standards, Doctor Who's their graphics, their set building, it's all trash. I get it. It's the BBC, didn't have much money, but it's so bad. But my dad starts watching The Next Generation. It comes on at it was either 4 or 5 at night. And we'd be in the living room and just start watching it. And I fell in love with it. And that made me go back and watch the original series, which I actually love. And watching it with my dad and with my wife, because this is after I'm married, it became a family thing to watch Trek. And I loved it. And there's a lot of really great storytelling in the original and in TNG, and even some in DS9. I know for some of you that's your goat, but not for me. But there's good moral questions, there's good storytelling, there's heartbreak. It's not just some kind of gimmicky nonsense. That's what Star Wars is for. The fact that they can't get something this simple right, it tells you why they can't get anything else right about the show. They've thrown out Bibles. Do you guys know what Bibles are in Hollywood? The Bible is, this is what our show is. This is our story. This is our canon. You can't undo this. Everything has to fit within this. And they took the Star Trek Bible, set it on fire, and peed on it. Because now they have this, where you have people wearing glasses 500 years after anybody needs them. You have a hologram student, which an AI student, a computer program student. It's one of the goddamn dumbest things I've ever heard of in my life. They really are trying for the Data thing, because everybody loved Data. Data was a fish out of water, but he was an android. He was a physical being with a positronic brain that actually could think for itself. It wasn't just programmed, it learned. And he just couldn't, understand emotion because he didn't have that chip in. And once they gave him his chip, he actually became boring. And I'm glad they killed him, because they killed him when they gave him the chip. But they're trying for that with this, and they're like, I know what we should do, because there's already been an android there. Let's make an AI. And not an android AI like Data. No. An actual AI. It's not a real person. It's not a real body. It's a hologram that has to go to school. It's an AI that has to go to school. You couldn't just take the book that the school is based on and feed it in. Oh God. Oddly, though, this is not the most offensive military mistake I've seen in the last 24 hours. Because last night I saw Willie Mack. Willie Mack had a video on Candace Owens, and it's part 2 to a series he's doing. I don't know if he's doing a third part. He didn't say so at the end of this one. But at the end of his first one, he mentioned there were more parts coming. And so I watched it, and a moment comes up that I did not realize had happened. And if I had, I would have torn into this so hard. And again, if you don't understand the military, some of this stuff can be confusing. So yeah, you go and you find out real quick. What's up, Jack?
Hey, how you doing?
Just whining about Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, well, something to do, right?
I don't know if you caught what I was just talking about, but there's a moment in episode 2 of the new series where the captain tells one of the people, stand at attention or leave. And so he stands at parade rest or at ease, and she lets him stay. They can't even get that kind of shit right, and it's so offensively stupid to me.
Well, it really betrays how incompetent this show is. Or you talked about the episode where they're on Betazoid or Beta Z, whatever it's called.
I stopped at that moment. They're just getting around to talking about the Betazoids in in his review of it. So I haven't seen that part. And maybe after I see that, I'll do another show about how offensively stupid this show is.
Oh, I think you will, because it
But-
gets a lot worse.
But that they couldn't get what attention means right is just, it shows that they don't care about attention to detail.
Oh, they don't give a damn about attention to detail. It's all about feelings and hippy dippy utopian nonsense. These people have the absolute reverse idea of what Star Trek is.
Danger says, you know what's funny? Hot Shots is a parody, and even it got attention better than that. Yeah.
Yeah. The shit, Navy SEALs. Did you ever see that movie?
I did, yes.
Yeah. That movie was 1,000 times better than this Star Trek nonsense.
I didn't get to enjoy Navy SEALs because my dad was in the Navy, and he ruined the whole thing by constantly going, that's not right. That's no, they wouldn't do that.
Well,
Nope.
let me help you out. Your dad was right, because that movie fucking sucked. It was stupid.
You know what? I can forgive some stupid movies, but my dad, like the movie Backdraft, my dad fucking hated that movie, and the entire time was talking about how stupid their fight, because my dad was his designations in the Navy was a hull technician, and then he became a damage controlman because they got rid of the hull techs, and then they brought back the hull techs, so that's what he retired as. And for non-military, non-Navy folks, you don't know what the fuck I just said. That's cool. Basically, he repaired stuff and put out fires.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And he eventually, after mom died and he had to go shoreside, went and taught at the firefighting school in Norfolk. So dad took his firefighting very seriously. And every moment of Backdraft, he's like, this is fucking stupid.
I think everybody kind of does that with their occupation.
Yep. Or something you really know well, because like I do it with Spider-Man movies. Like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Well,
they haven't gotten Spider-Man right since the 70s. So,
Monkey, you'll feel the same if you ever find a movie about falling downstairs. You're an ass.
Or falling upstairs, or tripping over the cat.
All right. So Jack, I watched Willie Mack's video on Candace Owens. His second one, it just came out yesterday. And there's a moment in there that, I've been paying quite a bit of attention to the Candace Owens stuff. Not really close attention, but enough that I know she thinks that the reason Charlie Kirk was murdered by his own friends is because a dream told her that.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, she's had a couple of wacky ideas since then, though.
This is a moment I had not seen.
Oh, there's two that are pretty fun. I don't know which one this is.
Well, I'm sticking on the military topic.
Oh, okay.
Because this one is another one of those that was offensively stupid to me. And again, if you're not a military brat or in the military or have been around the military or have read anything about the military or know we have a military, maybe you don't get it.
That's what Google's for.
Yeah, you could easily Google this stuff.
But we know
Candace is talking about a clandestine meeting out in the open, and what her source, I'm going to use for lack of a better phrase, explained to her.
The paranoid liar that she found? Yeah.
The paranoid liar who told the world that his wife threatened him with a hammer, and there's video of the incident, and it's him hitting her car with a hammer.
That's what they want you to think. Like, share, and subscribe. That's how Candace does it, right?
First Ratty, thank you so much. Go back to the ST crap. Look at the suit. What is wrong? Or the Star Trek crap. Look at the suit. What is wrong? Ask Jack if you can't tell. I don't know. Jack, Do you see something wrong with the suit? Or are we talking about her suit, the captain's suit? Jack, anything?
I don't know.
Now, for the record, this is from Disparu, so this is a reversed image if it's something to do with left versus right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the communicator pin's on the wrong side, but
Ratty, thank you again. 5 of this to Jack. Thank you so much, my friend.
oh, thank you, Ratty.
Okay, it's reversed. Yeah, it is reversed. What I like is apparently those communicators are edible, which we find out in the first episode when one of the people eats their communicator.
Well, and it was a fat girl too, and I was like, man, really?
They made a fat girl eat a piece of, let's be really generous, silicone and metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Next Generation, the communicators are made of gold.
Yeah.
As like their outer coating. So I kept thinking of that like that's an expensive snack, Tubbo. And there are an inordinate amount of fat people on that ship.
JB says, I like the fact they can stand at attention or just leave. Yeah, I mean this is another thing that they get wrong is they're trying to make it almost a communist. They're trying to actually turn Trek into the communism they've always claimed it is, where it's a central gathering and you get to choose. No. When the captain tells you to stand at attention, you fucking stand at attention. If you disregard that, that's how you end up in the fucking brig.
It's a paramilitary group, and even in the far future that this is supposed to be, because this is like 1,000 years in the future. Yeah, it's nonsense. But that episode is all about the feelings. The Beta Zeds are total retards in that.
Drinker does a great breakdown of Discovery versus TNG, where he's talking about how blatantly defiant so much of the crew is of the captain in Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
And he highlights a scene in TNG where Riker and Picard are both missing, which makes Data acting captain. And Worf questions him in front of the crew. And Data pulls Worf into the fucking captain's room, and dresses him down for it.
As he rightly should.
And Worf says, you're right, Captain, my mistake, it will not happen again.
Yeah, even Worf acknowledged that he was wrong to do that. But he's used to being peers and not having Data as commander.
Yep,
like his boss.
And in all of the new Trek, everybody is just their fucking friends. Thank you, First Ratty. Anything is edible if you try hard enough. I suppose that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really think of that, but I suppose that's accurate. Real quick, thank you, Circus Zero. 2 Portland PD officers shot at ICE protest. One shot in the leg, the other in the arm. Manhunt in process. I saw that. I hadn't heard where they were shot yet, but yeah, a couple of Portland cops got shot. They're thinking it's Antifa from what I heard, but that we're still in the very early stages of that, so that's all in flux. But it wouldn't surprise me after seeing them in Minneapolis acting like tards. It wouldn't surprise me if Portland's getting a little trigger happy now. So I hope those guys are okay, though. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, we'll get to that kind of stuff in a little while, because there's a lot of dumb little white girls out there. Like, how come we're not taking to the streets?
Did you see the Don Lemon stuff?
I did. That's one of the things we'll talk about.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you said dumb white women, and he's kind of that. So
yeah. Anyway, this is Candace talking about how she knows there was a clandestine meeting right in front of everybody where this guy, her source just happened to be there, although he'd have no real reason to be. Anyway, she says this.
and he sees two guys and he's pretty impressed. He's like, whoa, these are, again, military term, E4, E5s. He told me that means that they're lieutenant colonels. He's
Yeah, that's funny every time, dude.
How did this go under my radar?
I don't know. I saw this clip ages ago. This is not a new clip.
No, it's not. It's not. All right. Lieutenant Colonel E4, E5. E4, E5 is not even a non-commissioned officer, where Lieutenant Colonel is a pretty high up commissioned officer.
Yeah, I think my dad was an E5 when he left the military.
My dad retired at E8 as a senior chief.
Yeah. Your dad was career. He had to be way higher than that.
The E stands for enlisted. For officers, it's actually an O ranking for, wait for it, officer.
What? That's crazy.
Nobody.
That's nuts.
Nobody in their entire life has been in the military and impressed because they saw two E5s talking.
Well, I mean, maybe if it was day one and you didn't know what those things were, and somebody's like, check it out, those are some E4s over there.
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and going with the higher of the two rankings. In the Navy, a petty officer. Not taking anything away from E4s or E5s, but you don't reach non-commissioned officer status. This is your leaders of the enlisted men until you hit E7. That's where you hit chief or sergeant. Nobody's impressed with an E5. And you couldn't do basic research on this?
I mean, chicks at bars aren't impressed by E4 or E5.
Oh, for God's sake. Thank you, First Rady. Just like my ex-girlfriend, she made a great... that's cocksuckers, what he's saying. I see what you did there. Although I must say that sucker, for some reason, blends way too well with the blue.
No,
Anyway.
you did. So you didn't see the clip where she said dinosaurs aren't real?
Oh yeah, I watched this whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But again, sticking with the military and something that is so easy to check. You know what? If you want to believe dinosaurs weren't real, that they found a skull of a, I don't know, retarded crocodile and put it with the skull or with the bones of a elephant, and you're like, no, see, T-Rexes aren't real. We don't actually have a T-Rex. Yeah, we have their bones, but this is something you can literally look up. It's in the books. This is a very simple one. How the fuck you get a lieutenant colonel is at most an E5? And you take that person at their word, and nobody in your orbit is smart enough to go, that doesn't even sound a little bit right.
Well, she's a tard, let's be honest. But I can explain the dinosaur bone thing because she's partly right. See, Satan put the bones there to trick us into playing D&D.
Monkey's wrong. E5 is an NCO in the Army. That pay grade is sergeant. It's sergeant, master sergeant, and what's the other sergeant? You have your staff sergeants.
Gunnery sergeant.
Sergeants are an E5 in the Army. That does not sound right.
I think it depends which group you're in.
It might be. Yeah, E5 is sergeant in the Army. I did not know that. Fair enough. Remember, my knowledge of sergeants and stuff comes from the Marines. But still, nobody's impressed by two sergeants standing there talking. E5 is mid-rank. It goes from 0 to 9. Thank you, Decadia. I never know if I'm saying that right. Wait, don't kids right out of high school with ROTC credits start as E2s or something? Or am I missing something? It depends on how much time you're in there. There's my sister was in the Navy ROTC in the school we were at. If she had joined, I think she would have joined up as long as she was doing it at like an E1, or maybe it was E2. I don't remember. It's been a long time since high school. And First Rowdy, thank you. No bird sandwich cannibalism joke. I don't get it, but I'll take your word for it. Now I'm shocked. I did not realize Army sergeants were 5s. You don't get to the upper echelons though. Even as an officer, what would a lieutenant colonel be in the O ranking? Because colonel is right under general, right? So lieutenant colonel, colonel, lieutenant general, general. Is that what it is? So they would be an 05, 06?
Hold on, I'll look it up. Lieutenant colonel would be an 05.
05.
Yeah.
So maybe she mixes up what he said, or he mixed it up because he's a liar and probably wasn't even in the military.
Well, that guy's got like quite a track record of being a liar. So
yeah, but that you fucked up the E versus the O.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal, and she was called out for this quite rightly.
But this was her proof. This was her proof that there were two. Let's be extremely generous. Army sergeants, 2 Army sergeants talking, and it was amazing. He couldn't believe he saw 2 Army sergeants, peers, by the way, talking. I routinely saw E7s and E8s talking in public.
In public?
In public.
Oh my gosh.
I was a Chiefs kid, so Dad was hanging out with other Chiefs. So, I mean, it happens.
So they were having a powwow?
Fuck, man. You know, one of my favorite memories of being a Navy brat? Me and my little brother were going with my dad. He had to talk to the senior chief at the firefighting school. And so we're with Dad, and we're waiting outside because he is in a room delivering what can only be described as an ass chewing to a group of firefighters or Navy folks learning to fight fires, who had obviously screwed up. And he was using language that even as a Navy brat, I had never heard before. Like just the most vile shit he was calling these men. And he wraps up and he steps outside and he sees us, and he immediately comes over and apologizes to my dad and us for the language he used. I'm like, I'm a Chiefs kid. I don't care. I've heard lots of bad, like you gave me a few new ones I'm going to be using, but yeah, he was so upset with himself, genuinely upset with himself, that kids heard the language he used.
Well, people used to be proper in their decorum.
Yeah. Wasn't his fault. He didn't know we were outside the door.
No, but it's the whole thing about your personal conduct and being responsible as an adult. We've gotten very lax on that stuff.
He was a very intimidating man, even though his nickname was Sammy Davis, because he did look like Sammy Davis Jr.
Did he talk like Sammy Davis Jr.?
No, he had a very deep, commanding voice.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's an image.
But he looked like Sammy Davis put on like 30 pounds of muscle. And just the way he carried himself, you were just like, yes, sir. I wasn't even in the military. Yes, sir. He was a very nice guy, though. Very nice. And again, when it came to, that's how he talked to his sailors. That's not how he talked to normal people.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking E5. They were shocked they saw petty officers. For real? All right. Candace. I can't believe you have the biggest podcast in the world, often beating Joe Rogan, apparently.
I'm confused by the whole thing.
It's got to be an op. There's no way there's actual people. I've never heard anybody talking about how they heard something on Candace Owens in the way that they do. Like, I saw a great episode of Joe Rogan or something like that.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if she was being used as propaganda by the Russians and the Chinese. Like, they'll spread her show because she's a crackpot, and they make everybody in the U.S. look like crackpots then.
It sows division, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not believe for a second that she has a genuine audience that size. However, I do also want to say this, Jack. When we talk about like the biggest podcasters and stuff, you're actually not talking about that many people watching. Because like
No.
she has in some of her shows, she gets like 1 million viewers. 1 million viewers. If you had a TV show where only 1 million people tuned in back in the 80s, you would have been canceled on episode 1.
Yeah. Very, very handily.
Yeah.
Podcasting, especially for like our age demographic, is still kind of a new thing. Younger people watch podcasts way more, but the older crowd, they're still legacy media for the most part.
Does Candace know what words mean? Not really.
Yeah, I'm going with not really.
This is the guy. Would you trust anything this guy told you, even if you didn't know anything about him?
Unless it was related to an attack on the federal government. No, because I'm sorry, this dude looks like a militia member that actually would try something stupid.
Yeah. This guy suggests that Erica Kirk was also at this meeting of the E4, E5s.
Well, he said he's got 95 to 99% certainty that the woman with the ponytail was Erica Kirk.
And it's based on her having a ponytail.
Yes,
a blonde chick with a ponytail.
She had the same ponytail, Monkey. Not just any ponytail, the same one.
This motherfucker's going to accuse all of my granddaughters of being there.
Ponytail patrol.
But Candace gets mad at somebody for saying that she or him suggested that Erica Kirk was there. So we never said that. But you did.
You kind of did.
You absolutely did. 95% sure that's not going, I wasn't her. And especially, I mean, he even gives reasons for it. The ponytail. Like, I saw a picture of her with a ponytail, and I'm pretty sure that's the same chick. He then claimed that one dude was there, and they're like, actually, he wasn't there. There's proof he was elsewhere. Like, literally, there's video of him elsewhere.
Yeah, but he had like 2 hours of
but he didn't
presence.
But he didn't, because he was on a dais at a fucking congressional hearing.
Nope.
And her excuse for getting that wrong. Her excuse for getting that wrong was, well, I couldn't watch the whole hearing, so I ran with calling this guy a murderer.
Yeah,
but
it took like 2 weeks for her to admit that, though.
But then I watched it and saw he was there, so I categorically stated it wasn't him. You didn't have to watch the full thing. I don't watch full congressional hearings all the time, Jack. I jump around. And you can jump around and see if that seat empties for 2 fucking hours.
You could, but again, that requires a little bit of effort.
It doesn't even, okay, let's say it's a 6-hour stream, right? Of the congressional hearing. You can literally check to see if he was gone for 2 hours during that 6 hours in about 15 seconds. You just click every hour or so and see if his chair is still full. Because if it is, and every time you check, then there's literally no way he could have been gone for 2 fucking hours.
Unless he has a clone.
And these idiots buy this shit from this retard. And just like the Hassan crowd, it doesn't matter how often she's wrong. It doesn't matter how provably false the shit she says is. She just knows, and they believe her.
I'm looking forward to introducing Candace Owens to the concept of the Marvel Comics life model decoys.
Oh, don't do that. It'll just... I'm actually shocked she hasn't genuinely accused people of being lizard folks yet.
Oh, give her time.
Candace is so
not being real. Stage 1.
Candace is so off the fucking rails. Even Alex Jones is going, this bitch?
Yeah. Oh man, Alex was trying to rein her in, and that blew up in his face. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Candace is a flat earther too.
She doesn't trust that the earth is round.
Yes.
She's not sure what it is. She's very non-committal on it.
Well, I mean, she's not committal right now, but she hasn't gone far enough down the rabbit hole.
I do highly recommend anybody that has friends who are Candace Owens fans, please send them Willie's video. This is the second of the videos and probably the more damning because he does have great stuff like E4, E5. He was so impressed to see. I don't even know how to deal with that.
I don't know either. The only thing you can do is not take her seriously at all because she's a clown. That's really all you can do is just laugh at her.
But the problem with that is that there are people who still take her seriously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you're not going to get away from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me. I just looked it up, and at any given time, the Army has between 12,000 and 19,000 officers. So a large chunk of those are going to be lieutenant colonel. I'm trying to figure out how odd it is to see several lieutenant colonels together. I mean, they're a mid-rank officer. So there's quite a few of them out there. And they tend to work near each other because they work on bases. And chances are they run into each other at different places.
I'd imagine they have a lot of meetings and stuff together.
Oh God. It'd be one thing if she was talking about 4-star generals. There were 3 4-star generals there talking. That's kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah.
If it's not at a congressional hearing, you don't generally see that. But a couple of lieutenant colonels, really? All right. Anyway, who are apparently enlisted men. The E is a clue, okay? My father's somewhere rolling in his grave right now.
I could tell.
E5 officers. All right, fuck off. Anyway, so Jack, I didn't have a lot else to talk about other than what we've been talking about recently with the craziness going on in Minneapolis and elsewhere, apparently shooting in Portland.
Yeah. It's getting dumber, man.
I do want to address real quick. Several people sent me the video of the midgets in the competition against the women.
Yeah. I know. I sent it to you. Retro sent it to you.
I got several DMs of it. Yeah, I got a bunch of it. And I'm not saying don't send me that stuff, guys, but I did watch it. I promise. And what really jumps out to me in that is that some of those competitions aren't fair. Like the ones that the women win are ones that the women should have won. Because like there's one where they sit with their feet together and each of them grab a pole and pull to see who's stronger. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to midget hands. They're kind of small.
Yeah, they're dainty.
They have really little hands, and they can't. The one guy, I don't think he even got his thumb touching his forefinger grabbing it. But that's also one where leverage is a big deal, and a longer body is going to have more leverage.
Yeah.
So the midgets won anyway, even though, well, Let's Watch Live. I can't because the guy who does that channel, I've never covered his stuff before, and I don't know how. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Strike happy.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Strike happy he is. Hang on.
Unfortunately, we have to be very careful with that these days.
Yeah, we can grab a still picture, I suppose. Yeah, there's a good one we can use. Is these rather strong midgets? They are little bodybuilders, and the one dude, he squats 585 pounds.
They got lower center of gravity, so that does work in their favor quite a bit. So he's pretty jacked.
Yeah, that big black chick there, who's clearly taking human growth hormone. She squats, what is it, 485, and it's her personal best. And yeah. And then the little midget does and she only squats that once. He squats 580 3 times.
Yeah, it's really impressive. That dude's pretty tough.
That is a strong little midget.
Yeah.
I said little midget, like there's tall midgets.
Well, so that black midget's a little taller than the one in the back there.
That's true. That's true. I like this guy over here because he's got the I'm retarded haircut.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did that as a joke or if he actually thinks his hair looks good that way.
Well, did you see that Belgian speaker, the hair on that guy?
Oh
dear God.
Yeah. He only lifts the bar 6 inches. Fair enough, but that's still, I couldn't do that. 585? No, maybe when I was strong. But
for him, it's quite a lot.
That's a lot.
No, man, that's a lot.
Link, please. Hang on. I don't know if this is the full version or not. Because I did watch the full version of it. Let me go over to my YouTube real fast and get the full link. So Jack, was there any explosiveness that you want to talk about today?
We kind of have to talk about the Don Lemon situation.
We do. And I don't think I retweeted any of that stuff.
It's all on my timeline. But before we do, check out that link I just dropped in the side chat. I kind of want to talk about this, if you don't mind.
Sure. There's the link to the YouTube video, guys, of the competition. I've watched that channel before because they do stuff like that, people competing, usually men versus women kind of stuff. Estonia to deploy troops to Greenland to help defend against the U.S.
Yeah, a lot of people are sending troops to Greenland, but what is going on with this man's head?
Well, look, this is the kind of head that I would expect from a European country who thinks their army is any kind of deterrence to us.
Well, it's funny because they were making such a big deal out of the Brits and the Germans and etc. sending troops. The British sent one guy. And I'm like, who did you piss off that they're like, all right, you're going to Greenland, asshole? The Dutch are sending, the Danes, should say, are sending a whole bunch of guys over there. I'm like, you're a joke. Okay, you guys have no military. I'm sorry. If we want Greenland, we can take it. Your entire army is not even going to come close to standing up to us. And you're going to deploy a bunch of dudes over there, including like one of their higher ups. I think it's their deputy chief of everything in Denmark. And now the Estonians. Look, man, just stop. This is performative nonsense. NATO doesn't have the forces to stand up to us. You guys are not going to win this argument, okay? We're being very nice by not just having annexed it already.
Look, I don't really give a shit about Greenland, but I got into an argument with an idiot the other day because I said, look, I'm not an isolationist. I'm not. But I don't think we necessarily need to have bases all over, and I don't think we need to be in NATO.
No. NATO's past its due date.
We can make individual alliances with different people without having to be in this group of literally everybody in Europe coming under our umbrella so they don't have to be scared of the Russians.
Yeah.
Fuck them all. It's none of my business. And this guy's like, you need us more than we need you.
No, that is not the case at all.
The The truth of the matter is the only reason that any of you guys are speaking the language you are is because we put an end to all of your bullshit fighting.
Yeah.
Look at world.
They have.
Look at world history before 1945. How many times Europe had been in war with each other? Germany, France, England, all these people trying to take Russia. All these people fighting each other for little bits of the land that y'all encompass. That shit stopped with us. We stopped that nonsense.
The reason they have such nice social services is because they don't fund their militaries. So they're going to look at a lot of austerity cuts to fund their militaries once we leave, because we're going to end up bailing on NATO at some point, I think.
When we bail on NATO, they'll still have their little alliances for a little while, but you guys are the reason that we have, we're the reason you guys have as good as you have it. The reason you guys aren't warring with each other still to this day.
Yeah.
Because you're a bunch of cousin fuckers who keep getting mad over that cousin fucking that cousin and taking this little chunk of land.
Well, and they're not paying their percentage like they're supposed to. And they get mad whenever we bring it up that they're not contributing. So what are we gaining by this?
The contribution that they weren't doing, the contribution that they weren't doing was providing 2% of their GDP as military.
Yeah.
It's not like that money was coming to us. It was, they just weren't spending it how they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And so they don't have standing armies. And you think you're going to stand up to us?
They're that arrogant that I think they do think that.
They conflate non-intervention with isolationism. No, yes, and that's why I said I'm not an isolationist. Anytime, like with Russia and Ukraine, you guys need to get involved. The Americans always get involved and help out. No, we didn't. Ask the French how that worked out for them. America doesn't exist as it is today without the French. They helped us beat the shit out of the British. And then right after our revolution, they're like, hey, can y'all help us? And Washington went, I don't think so.
Well, to be fair, when the French had their revolution, it was a terrible idea to get involved in that.
It was, but the point being is that we don't always just go over there and fix everybody's problem. Actually, historically, we didn't do that. We don't start doing that really until 45, and we decide these fuckers won't stop fighting. We'll make them stop fighting.
Yeah.
And look, even in World War II, I'm not sure that we got into the European war the right way. We get attacked by Japan, and Hitler's like, yeah, we're at war with you too. And we're like, we're coming for you. And it's because Roosevelt really wanted in there. And yes, there were really good reasons to go in and fight the Germans. But our war should have been with Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came and saved your asses from, once again, you fucking cousin fuckers fighting over that little plot of land you guys share. And you guys decided from then on, well, we don't really need military because we have the United States. And send all of your armies. There are people who've done the game theory on this, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, if the United States got into a war with everybody else, no nukes, what would happen? And y'all get your asses whipped. And it's not just because we have a big military. It's because we have a big military with lots of logistics. And even if you guys like, you can't use our base, like, fuck it, we got floating bases.
Yeah, our naval capabilities are a massive advantage. Our Air Force, massive advantage. The fact that we're a continent away, massive advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't work together as well as we do. So the fact there are a bunch of individual countries that all want to have their way is a major problem for them.
And look,
So-
guys, I don't want to kick your asses. I don't. I like you guys. I think, especially the ones that are in our audience here, you guys are nice people.
Yeah.
But occasionally, your uppity fucking politicians who never have to put anything on the line like to talk smack.
Yeah. Macron was doing it the other day. They were trying to look tough, and I thought it was hilarious. And Denmark, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Look, like, I get it that the whole Greenland thing seems kind of stupid, but strategically, it is in an important position because it's near the Russian border, it's near Europe, and in a broad sense because of the Arctic Circle, and it's a buffer zone between Canada and the Russians, and the Chinese want some of the military or the minerals there. So I get it, but if Trump really wanted it, he'd just take it.
If I mean, militarily, he would need Congress for that one. He really would. I would not be in favor of an invasion of Greenland. We should be like, hey, can we buy that? And they're like, no. And like, all right. And that should be the end of it. But everybody's trying to use this as a way to posture and shit. And if you're talking militarily, Estonia is sending troops. What, 5 of them?
How many troops does Estonia actually have that they're willing to spare? Because they're nearer Russia than most of the other European countries.
Our 2 E5s that we're talking about killing Charlie Kirk could beat the Estonian army.
Probably. I mean, don't we have like a K9 division that could handle them?
Yeah. Off topic, what is with RAM prices? LOL. Thank you, Connect. AI uses a shit ton of memory, and specifically RAM is being used for most of that. So with the explosion of AI, you see a lot of people buying up AI. It's very much the same way that during the crypto explosion, you saw the price of GPUs just going crazy because people needed the processing power. Go ahead.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. Even the piddly military Europe has requires the U.S. to function. Europe doesn't have the infrastructure like satellites to operate half their fancy tech. Yeah, apparently they've stopped doing some like intel sharing with us, and that's going to blow up in their face too because they still rely on us, and if they stop, we're going to stop and tell them to fuck off. And most of our capabilities are far superior to theirs.
GPUs are going up, Monkey. Yes, they are, because you're going to get into a lot of the fake girlfriend stuff, the actual ones that need more use or more graphic usage, and plus just processing power in general. Basically, in your modern computers, you have 3 memory processing systems. You have your CPU, your GPU, and your RAM that work together. And yeah, for the better stuff, you're going to need more and more and more of this. But anyway, for any of the European countries, look, I don't want to fight you. I don't. It's like beating up on the retarded kid. And I don't mean that mean. I'm not saying you guys are retarded. I'm saying your military compared to ours is retarded. Yeah, and you guys don't even have as bad as it's gotten in the US, where people are basically down on the military, even though they'll, give lip service to it. You guys don't have the military culture that we do. Maybe the Chinese, maybe the Russians, but other than that, what country out there has the gung-ho military that we do?
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that so many of our people are exposed to gun culture. They have a much more steep learning curve to train their people with firearms than we do. We have a lot of good old boys that go into the military and they already know how to shoot. They already have like some basic paramilitary training, like the Boy Scouts, how to survive in the woods. Got a lot of hunters, campers, that sort of thing. Gives us a slight edge on training. So we have that advantage too. Plus, we tend to have better training capabilities. A lot of people come here to train. So Don't start this shit, you guys. It's stupid.
Circus, thank you. Good luck, NATO, when we shut off the GPS satellites. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Florida man. Which way do you want me to point my gators, Daisy and Princess? Just point them toward their drive-through windows.
I don't know why this just entered my mind. I think it's because I saw the word girlfriend, and that led me to think of something else and something else. And long story short, I was watching Abba and Preach's video where they were going over Pearl versus Anna Kasparian.
Oh,
and they used a phrase I hadn't heard before when talking about Pearl. They called her, said she was on Lonely Fans.
Oh, that's just sad.
Oh, it was wonderful. Anyway, let's set this up real fast. This is Don Lemon. I feel like oh fuck, what's his name? The guy, worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon.
Yeah. John Ward.
John Ward, thank you. He started doing videos again. He's not quite back to form, but he is doing pretty well.
Oh, good. Yeah, he was a little rusty, I assumed.
But this is worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year, and he's talking to a pastor. Now, we'll just.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
This is inside a church.
Yeah.
Where a bunch of dipshit protesters came in and started interrupting the service. And do you know why they did this?
Because, would you like me to explain?
If you know the story, yes.
Yeah. It turns out they had been given information that one of the associate pastors there was a member of ICE.
Time out. Not this guy, by the way.
No, not this guy.
And he just has, it is possible that it's the ICE agent, but he just has the same name as an ICE agent.
Yeah.
And so they're like, clearly it's him. We got to go interrupt this church. For real? And that's important context to have as we listen to Don here.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech.
A church is private property, sir.
Yes. So this violates a couple of actual laws.
Very possibly. What's her name? Dylan. I forget her first name.
Harmeet.
Harmeet. Thank you.
Yeah, she's part of the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department.
And she's looking into these protesters and Don Lemon himself for civil rights violations.
Yes, it's violation of the FACE Act.
They're mad because one of these guys might be an ICE.
Yeah.
And so they went and interrupted a church. We have freedom. You do not have freedom to go to a place you're not wanted that's private property. That is not a right covered by the Constitution.
Shockingly, no.
The right to peacefully assemble, which I would argue this isn't peaceful.
No, this is absolutely not peaceful.
And your freedom of speech, they don't apply here. And if you don't believe me, go try this shit at an abortion clinic.
Yep. Speaking of that, thanks to the Biden administration and their various shenanigans, they tied the anti-KKK laws to the FACE Act to get extended sentences. So because there's precedent for that, that's what Harmeet Dillon is talking about using to prosecute these people.
Yep.
And they'd be looking at several years in federal prison.
Don Lemon could be looking at a KKK charge. He could literally be that character Dave Chappelle did on his show, Clayton, whatever it was, the black guy who didn't know he was in the Klan. Which, by the way, if you're a black Democrat, you just don't know you're in the Klan.
Yeah, you chose poorly.
Speech and freedom to assemble and protest. Yeah.
For the record, by Don's own speaking here, it's perfectly fine for you and a group of your friends to invade his home. It's not, it's illegal, but by his thinking, absolutely. If you have a problem with Don Lemon, you can now storm his home and just hang out there, and he's got to take it because we have a right to assemble and we have free speech.
Yeah, that's the problem with shitty journalists like Don Lemon. They don't understand when you try to explain it to them because they will do whatever they can to justify their own bad behavior. He is just a piece of shit. And he does not understand that what he's doing is wrong, nor does he care because he finds it justifiable.
He knew he was in the Klan. He didn't know he was black. Yeah, I know. So Don Lemon Juice could be getting his juice squeezed in federal prison. Yeah, I honestly don't think anything like that's going to happen here. They'll look into it. They might get a protester or two. They'll get a slap on the hand. Remember, this would have to go before a federal judge. And let's just be honest, they're shit. A lot of the people that are on the bench right now shouldn't ever have gotten confirmed.
Yeah, they're political appointees.
Yeah, a lot of this goes back to Harry Reid and the nuclear option. And they're like, well, fuck it. Then we'll just simple vote to get these people in. The people that were being blocked, they weren't just like Democrats or just because it was a Democrat putting them up. It wasn't that. It's that they were bad people. Go watch some of the confirmation hearings on the federal judges that Biden nominated.
Yeah.
These are not good people.
No.
They're not even competent people. But they're judges now, and those are the people that'll get to decide whether or not charges stick. And a lot of them will be thrown out, like we've seen with so many other things. You do not have a right to just invade a church like this and pull this shit. As soon as they say we want you out, you need to leave. It is private property. You can't tell me that Walmart has more right to kick people out than a church does.
Yeah. There is some footage of Don following this older guy around, badgering him, trying to justify everything they're doing. And the guy was like, look, man, I don't want to deal with this shit. Okay, just leave me alone. And they kept following him. And the guy's clearly not interested. But they stormed in there and were chanting and walking up and down the aisles, terrifying people. There weren't that many people in this church. It was like 30.
But the whole point is to intimidate them. I mean,
yeah,
because
we're
oh my
seeing
God,
all these little struggle sessions.
I'm just tired of this kind of behavior being excused depending on who's doing it and where.
Yeah,
because there's imagine somebody did this at a mosque. All we would see is oh my God, can you believe how Islamophobic they're being? And it wouldn't matter the reason why they were doing it. They'd be like, no, it's you just don't like them because they're brown. Which, by the way, a lot of Christians, very brown.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find the other footage of Don, because I didn't watch it, but I did see it. This is what happens when I don't retweet shit. Then I can't find what I'm looking for, Jack. But anyway, Don Lemon's a piece of shit. We knew that. These people who are... Can we talk about the mob mentality of this? Do you guys realize where this ends? You're going to get people killed.
Yeah.
What if they had found that specific associate pastor there that day? What would they have done to him?
I don't know, but it wouldn't have been good.
Did
you see the other video of that crazy homeless looking dude?
Not that. I mean, that's describes so many people, bro.
Go to our DMs and it's 2 down from the one we just watched. I think there's a side by side. Hold on, my system's jumping around.
Oh, you have the other footage of this in here.
Oh yeah, I covered all this shit today. I told you that.
Well,
I
looked
was
up
on top of it, man. I was all over the place today.
M's, bro. All right. So this is more footage from the church. This is where you get to see the actual crowds of people.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution. When you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry.
And so they invade a church.
I'm really surprised nobody got hurt during this.
Look, the press is desperately trying to cause riots. They are desperately trying. Look what he just did. This is what happens when you invade people's spaces and you violate the Constitution. I'm willing to learn where are the violations of the Constitution. Where?
In his imagination.
Look, I'm perfectly happy to point at our government and go, that's wrong. Because they do shit that's wrong all the time, Jack.
Sure.
Fuck, I just did it with Trump a little bit ago with he cannot invade Greenland without Congress declaring war. Can't do it. I mean, you guys kind of did give him the power, but under the actual Constitution, that's not a thing that should happen. I'm willing to be on your side if the Constitution's being violated, but you got to show me where it's actually being violated. And there was a guy who got pulled out of his house, Jack, and they're like, they got pulled out of his house in St. Paul, and it was really cold, and he was half dressed. They were looking for a pedophile and a sex abuser. Two different people, Jack. Because I do make a slight difference between those two. A rapist and a child rapist, still both rapist pieces of shit who deserve to die. But a child rapist, there's a special place in hell for him. And so they go to this guy's house, and he fits the description of one of them, and he won't give his name. He won't verify who he is or anything. So they remove him from the house to check it because they think those guys might be there.
Yeah.
And then they let him go back in his house. And they're like, look at how they're violent. That if they come to your house to search for something, it doesn't even have to be a person. They will remove you from the area.
Yeah, it's kind of standard operating procedure, but people are really dumb.
All of these people are acting like when the police show up, they're like, well, I don't want to inconvenience you in any way. Have y'all seen what the police do to your house when they search it?
It's more of a ransacking.
They just destroy shit. And that's more offensive to me than them pulling out this guy because they were looking for a pedophile. Oh my God, he was inconvenienced for a little bit.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have been if he had identified himself.
Danger says both of whom escaped, by the way. Yeah, both of those guys, the pedophile and the rapist, are still on the loose in St. Paul, so good luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Evolved Potato. What's funny is what Don Lemon and his friends did here does technically meet the legal definition of terrorism. Yep. Targeting civilians with the threat of violence to influence government policy. So we could call him alleged terrorist, Don Lemon, alleged terrorist.
All right, back to this.
If you remember what the civil rights movement was about.
Yeah, comparing this to the civil rights movement is disgusting.
Yep. But these people have no historical context at all. I mean, these are the people who said January 6th was as bad as 9/11. Yeah. Let's see. One person murdered by the state. And actually, I know I'm on the people don't like this, but I'm not entirely sure the Ashley Babbitt thing was a horrible shoot. Maybe not a great shoot, but I mean, she was breaking into a place she was told not to be breaking into. I know that's going to offend a lot of people.
Yeah, it was excessive for what was going on, especially with so many other people in the background that weren't.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a bad shoot, but it's there are probably some justifications in there you can use.
Yeah. Point being, the only person who was killed that day, not died that day, the only person who killed that day was the state. And they compared it to what, 2,900 people who died on 9/11?
Yeah.
Compared it to Pearl Harbor, where thousands of people died. And that to them is the same thing because they suck at analogy. And the reason they suck at analogy is because in order to use an analogy, you have to understand the two things you're analyzing. And they can't. This is like the civil rights movement. Yeah. Martin Luther King was just mad because pedophiles were getting removed from the country without showing the white lady in the SUV the fucking warrant for the arrest.
Yeah. That's just so bad, all of this.
And for the record, this is on MLK Day. This cunt had the nerve to invoke the civil rights issue, the civil rights movement on MLK Day in a fucking church. See, this is why I don't believe in God, because if there was a God, he'd have caught on fire.
There are a couple people that made some funny AIs of that happening.
The disrespect for what people went through in the civil rights movement. Are you kidding me? All right.
The civil rights movement was about these very kinds of protests.
Can somebody get me the footage of MLK storming a church? I'd like to see it.
A real one or AI?
A written account, anything. This is what this. Jesus Christ.
This goes to the historical illiteracy that we see so often from people now. They don't know what they're talking about.
I remember King marching to capitals. I remember that. I don't remember them storming churches because even in that, I mean, you had things like the water hoses being turned on people. How many churches were stormed because one of the police officers there went to that church? Anyone? Lemon wants his moment. You're not wrong. And this is the problem with it, is that all of these fucking people want to be the good guy. I was watching this one channel. It's not a channel, feed over on Twitter, where this guy basically does the libs of TikTok thing. Yeah. I think you would sent out one of his videos, and I was watching, and I went to his page and I'm reading through all of them. And you see these people who think that this is their civil rights moment. They're on the right side of history. They're saving things, and you just don't understand because you're not as smart as they are. And the reality of it is that they are really lonely, empty people who have nothing else in their lives to be living for.
Yeah, they all want to be the hero of something.
Uh-huh. It's really fucking sad, man.
Yep.
There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can
No, there's nothing that tells you when you can protest. That is true. Where was that in January 6th, homie?
Shh, we don't talk about that. It's okay. When
if anything, the January 6th riot was more constitutionally protected than this shit is.
Oh, absolutely. Which is kind of pathetic that Don's even trying to make this justified.
There's no time limit on the Constitution except January 6th at around 2 p.m. Suddenly protesting peacefully, which most people were peaceful, Suddenly that was a bad thing, and 1,000 people had to go to jail because 20 of them hit cops. Really? Really? Oh, God.
Protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt. It's to make uncomfortable.
No, it isn't. There's nothing in the... Do you think they put peacefully in there as an accident?
It was a dog whistle.
It must have been. The purpose is... No, the purpose is to make your voice heard. But it was his little buddy Chris who's like, it doesn't say anything about being non-violent. Remember that stupid shit?
Yeah.
Where does it say protests have to be nice? Or it says peaceful, you fucking retard. This is not peaceful.
Absolutely not.
And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something.
Well, what are you sacrificing if this is your God-given right? Which, by the way, the founders believe those were their God-given rights. If this is your God-given right, what are you sacrificing here?
Right here, his dignity, ethics, freedom.
You have to make people uncomfortable in these times. If you see how uncomfortable people uncomfortably, this is a beginning.
I just want to also point out that Don Lemon just gave you permission to make him uncomfortable.
No. He's giving you permission to make fascists uncomfortable.
No, he didn't say that.
No, that's implied, though.
He said you have a right under the Constitution to assemble like this and make people uncomfortable.
Well, only people he doesn't like, though.
I believe in the golden rule.
He's
Jack.
a hypocrite on this.
I believe in the golden rule, and I believe not treating people how they would treat others is a disrespect to the golden rule. So I think people should be assembling around Don Lemon to make him uncomfortable, because that's how he would treat others.
I agree. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that he's a filthy hypocrite.
He's a fascist, in my opinion. Them's the rules. Look, this is the problem with having thoughts like this, is that he's trying to justify it, trying to justify the unjustifiable. Again, private property. They tell you to get out. You're not wanted here. Leave.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. And if not, the police should be called, and your ass should go to jail for trespassing. And from what I understand about January 6th, that's like a 30-year sentence. So Don Lemon should be in jail for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
That's science, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not actually covered by the First Amendment. It's not. Again, I'll just point to, try this at an abortion clinic. Go to an abortion clinic and storm in because you believe that there's a problem with the laws that allow abortion. See what happens to you. Isn't it like a mandatory 5?
I believe so.
But suddenly when it's interrupting this guy, because somebody who is an associate pastor might be an ICE officer, so it's fine to disrupt this church. This isn't the ICE office, for fuck's sake. This is going to lead somewhere bad, guys. This is going to lead somewhere very bad. People are going to get killed over this shit.
Absolutely. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet.
And I don't mean killed like the good got killed. I mean, somebody is going to get beaten to death by one of these crowds. I mean, we saw it with that ABC photojournalist. We saw it with the 4 guys having fucking lunch. These lynch mobs keep popping up, and that's what they are. They are lynch mobs.
Well, and there was just
on par for the Democrats. Sorry, go ahead.
That's true. There was a guy protecting his neighborhood by open carrying a rifle around, and that dude would probably just shoot the first person he saw that he thought was an ICE agent. That's the problem, is you have people that are on edge, that are looking to be a hero, and they think they're going to get accolades for this. The people that worry me are the guy that I was talking about in the clip further down, the crazy looking guy, the homeless looking dude.
Magister said, I thought we were supposed to keep church and state separate. Yeah, you'd think that would be one of their talking points, huh? Suddenly church and state are the same thing. Which one are you saying looks homeless, dude? I don't know which one it is.
There's it's right, the one right above the crazy looking chick near the bottom, where it accidentally got double posted. It's got a video clip on the right and an image on the left.
Okay.
It's from Right Angle News.
Yeah, I found the one you were talking about, but in the little. All right, guys, this is the one he's saying. Look at the one with the homeless person.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen the video, so all I see is this, and I'm like, I don't see homeless people.
Yeah, it's a video clip there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, also, I have bad eyes.
Yeah. I should have been a little more specific. Sorry.
I wasn't being a cunt there. I honestly didn't know which one we were talking about. Okay.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps.
These are the guys that make me nervous, because this guy's got a lot of anger.
Children are dragged into concentration camps. I'm sure you have evidence of that.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, these are people that I honestly think if you took them to like a Best Western, they'd be like, this is a concentration camp.
Yeah, well, they're true believers, and those are the dangerous people.
Remember, the concentration camp stuff all started over pictures from Obama's years. That's where that all started. The separating kids, keeping them in cages. These are concentration camps. And it was all a lie.
Of course.
Because it wasn't Trump's doing. It was literally, the pictures were from 2015. Trump hadn't even started running for president when those pictures were taken. Isn't it weird that those pictures didn't blow up until after Trump was in office, even though they were taken almost 2 years earlier? But suddenly the press was like, look at these pictures that they'd clearly had for almost 2 years. It's almost like there's some kind of conspiracy going on between the Democratic Party and the media.
What? Some sort of coordinated deception?
Something like that. All right, back to seriously, men, stop having these beards. You look retarded.
You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters.
Which I'm going to continue to do, by the way.
What are you doing for him, sir? Interrupting a church where there's no Somalis or Latinos that I can see.
He is fighting the man, sir.
He's fighting the 12 women that are in this church this day?
Yes. And the little children that are there being all comfy looking.
Look, I'm all for confronting white women, but I don't think this is the proper venue.
No, it's really not. These aren't the white women that are the problem either. Thank you, Cryptic. Don Sourjuice needs to go to jail over the FACE Act passed under Bill Clinton. Yeah, that would be really funny irony, actually.
No.
You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit?
Preachers have worn suits for a long time. You're upset about it now?
This guy's upset about a lot of nonsense, dude. He's crazy.
I don't know if you know this, but there in Minneapolis, Jesus was in Nazareth and mostly walked around in sandals because it's a fucking hot desert. Do you think that the preachers should be walking around in sandals?
Yes, wearing robes and eating lentils. I don't. Those people are crazy, man.
Thank you, Cryptic. $2 Unabombers should be placed in a mental hospital and arrested under the KKK Act and FACE Act. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of these people should be in prison
Yeah.
over this, because this is unacceptable behavior.
Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with enemies. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
God, I wish I was younger. This is where I realize most of the world's not like me, Jack. Because if I was a young man in Minneapolis right now and I saw this kind of shit going on, I would be out there fighting. I would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, somebody's got to stand up to these clowns. And
Yeah.
I guess they did activate, I think it was the 111th Airborne is getting activated, 1,500 troops out of Alaska that Trump's getting ready to send down here. But
Yeah.
I'm real shocked people are beating the fuck out of these lunatics. We saw how easily that one middle-aged man took out like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So if that guy could do it, imagine what a coordinated like ex-football team could do.
Did you see the video? I can't remember who sent it to me. Maybe it was you, but of the redheaded guy that looks homeless and he's got like 4 teeth combined in his whole mouth. And he was like, "Oh, pussies, take off your badge and come see me. DM me and I'll tell you where I live. Come on, do it."
Yeah, I saw that one. That guy's an idiot. And they're all built like they all think they're tough, but if you look at them, they're either out of shape and fat or skinny and can barely lift their own weight. Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. They're still talking about how ICE abducted an illegal kid and used them to get the illegals to come out, even though ICE was just there looking after the illegals' kid that he abandoned in the car to run away.
Yep.
Defending really scummy people. Yep. And a lot of these people, remember, are violent sex offenders.
Well, over and over again, we've seen this horrible thing happen. And the only one that came close to it actually being a horrible thing was the pepper spraying of the folks when they were driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
ICE
one
was
lacks
wrong on that one.
Yeah, that one lacks a shit ton of context. And we know that just from how did she know to be recording that truck at that time?
Oh, look, facts are fungible, Monkey.
I still say don't pepper spray people when they're driving, but
yeah, that's not a cool thing to do.
Everything else we've seen, we hear stories like they arrested this guy and he did nothing wrong. And then we find out the full story. And it's like, he actively had his dick in a 4-year-old and they arrested him. Can you believe it?
Right? It's amazing how restrained ICE has been over this, and the police as well.
But if you look at the media, that's not how it's portrayed. They put out these false fucking stories, and then when the truth comes out, they never correct it. It's certainly not their top story. It's page 12, if we're talking old school newspapers.
Yeah.
At the bottom, like, oh, by the way, we lied completely about this event. And most of the time, you don't need, it's very much like the Nick Sandman thing. You don't need to do much research to find out that they're full of shit.
Yeah. Well, the problem is these true believers don't want to find out the truth. They don't care about the truth. They want their narrative. They want these people to be fascists.
It was this fat little chick who got run down by ICE the other day on foot and tackled into the snow. And if you only see the one video that people put out, like, this woman did nothing. Look how ICE is treating her. The reason ICE chased her down was because she threw a frozen water bottle at them.
Yep. You can kill someone that way.
Yeah. And they're like, she did nothing wrong. Well, just looking at her, I can see her diet is wrong. But other than that, she threw basically a block of ice at these guys.
Yeah.
And these guys were like, she didn't do nothing. Fuck you. Stop standing up for bad people. And stop comparing people like me and Jack who are like, hey, stop standing up for bad people to Nazis.
Yeah, it's not really helping your cause.
I did see something funny earlier today where it was a chick making a TikTok video where she called people comrades and told them that they needed to fight against the Nazis. And my brain just went, you don't even know what you just said. You don't even get the historical context of what you just said.
It's really sad, man. It really is.
I do love that they're proud to be commies and they think that is the good side.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
It's just sad.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity?
Why do you need your face on the screen for this?
He's a hero, Monkey.
Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians.
You're lucky they're Christians.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had pulled this at I don't know, football stadium or a baseball, you're interrupting a game, somebody would beat the hell out of you.
Yeah, I would have beat your ass or died trying.
Yeah.
Yep.
We know you live an easy life, don't you?
And you know what? It would have been assault, and I would have taken the charge. I'd have been okay with it.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Very
sure you could have got a plea deal.
Yeah. I don't have a record.
Easy life while people are starving. Shame.
How'd we get to people starving?
I don't know, but this person has no business shaming others.
Try it at a mosque. Yeah, why aren't you at a mosque talking to those guys about how they're living their cushy lives and how the imam is not poor like Muhammad was?
Yeah, and why they're married to all these old ladies?
Yeah, why aren't you at a mosque demanding that the imam marry a 6-year-old? Don't want to go there, huh? Pussy. These guys are such pussies. That you're standing up to the turn the other cheek crowd. You're a real man.
Yeah, a real cowardly man.
Out now! Out now! Living real comfortable while the people starve.
I thought this was an ICE protest.
Well, it's also a bourgeoisie versus the proletariat. One of the organizers of this protest is allegedly one of the BLM activists in the area. So it's not surprising that they have such a mixture then of different type of activists.
Thank you, Brad Young says, I missed my birthday song in December. I'm sorry, dude. I took most of December off. Sorry. It wasn't on purpose. That seems a long way to go back, but he did donate.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
All right, Brad. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you had a good one. I really do. Maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll get it on your birthday.
Or at least within the week.
Somewhere around your birthday.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're just proving what we've always said is that they're all they're just commies.
Yeah. Everything is veneer to dress up the fact that they want a glorious revolution.
Yeah.
It's just couched behind anti-immigration or anti-ICE or whatever flavor of the week cause it is. I made a cause head reference the other day, and Elon Musk tweeted out a clip from PCU today. I felt vindicated because they did mention the cause heads in there.
I'm just. They tried doing the same thing with communism that they did with Nazism, where they're like, the Nazis, you guys are all Nazis, and you call everybody Nazis. So now that word has no meaning. And they tried doing that with commies. The difference is these are actual communists.
Yeah, they are dyed-in-the-wool revolutionary types, because most of them are stupid, useful idiots, not knowing what they're actually advocating for. But they are communists, and they have no idea how good they have it right now.
Cryptic, thank you so much. Minnesota is South Canada. They even have the same gay ass accent. Let's just give it to them so we can invade and put it under permanent martial law. The only reason I wouldn't agree with that is because P-Dog lives there.
I think once we get Greenland, Canada should be our next annexation, so we could save the Canadian citizens from their own stupid government.
All right, back to retards.
Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring
The Latinos.
Yeah.
Stand with those Latinos. This motherfucker is so used to ordering his coffee, he's calling Latinos Latinos. Give me one of those Latinos. That's a coffee that comes with 8 kids. I wish I could be shocked at this stupidity, but at this time, I mean, it's been so rampant for so long. And until people do push against this commie shit, push against it, because they do want revolution. They want their glorious communist revolution. And I implore you, if you don't understand the history of communist revolutions, to please go check them out. We don't want that here. Even if you are the most pro-immigrant moron out there, you don't want communism here. It doesn't go well for anyone. Even the upper echelon, it might go well for them for a couple of years, but if you're not the top dog, see how quick your ass disappears from history the first time you have a thought of your own.
Yeah. A lot of the revolutionaries are the first ones against the wall anyway. So,
yeah, the only reason Che didn't die in Cuba is because his bitch ass got out of there as soon as he could.
Yeah.
To go help the Africans. Che, what a retard.
Yeah. A racist retard at that.
Yep. Yes, he was.
this injustice. He wears a suit and tie, and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian?
Christians can't wear a suit and tie or hang out with Kristi Noem. I must have missed that passage in the Bible. Thou shalt not wear a suit and tie. Thou shalt not hang out with Kristi Noem.
It's in Ezekiel, maybe. Maybe it's in the book of Enoch. I'm not sure. It's non-canonical. It's in the Apocrypha.
I'm gonna have to read Leviticus again and see if I can find that passage.
Yeah. Well, I would have impure thoughts about Kristi Noem. So I'll have to check Deuteronomy later, but maybe Ecclesiastes. I don't know.
Oh God.
It's been a while since I read my Bible. Just there's only a handful of passages I remember off the top of my head. And hanging out with Kristi Noem, I don't remember in there. Maybe it's because she killed a dog. I don't know. Who knows? Thank you, Cryptic. As someone who's lived under communist turds, I am willing to spend all of my money to send all of these tards to North Korea.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But they'll just say, "Oh, it's not done right," because they're delusional into thinking they can do it, quote, right.
Actually, these people make my plan for lefties even more on point. I have always said that the left in this country, these activist shitbags, should be sent to. Do you remember where I say they should be sent? Somalia.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. They could
Drop
have a
them off.
revolution there.
They're not allowed to leave Somalia for at least 6 months. Drop them off. And if they survive 6 months, we can talk about letting them come back in. But until they've been through real strife, they don't get to come back.
Yeah. And I would argue that it should be like that Amazing Race TV show where we just dump them in the country. They don't know what country they're in. And we just let them fend for themselves. Like give them a little backpack with a handful of useful items and a little bit of pocket change. And just goodbye, have fun. See you later. Figure it out. If you make it back, maybe we'll let you back in.
Yeah, what this guy is doing here with he's wearing a suit and tie, can't be a Christian. It is perfectly fine if you want to judge Christians if you've read the Bible and they're judging you for something. You go, well, what about this? That's fine. That's not what happened here, though. This is a dude just trying to do his duty to his church, and this guy's like, but you're wearing a suit and tie, not even quoting any scripture that says anything about dressing lavishly, which, by the way, suits, I mean, people who go to church tend to have a suit.
And a tie.
You're not even using the scripture. You're just being like, you got a suit on.
Yeah, you have a fancy thing that, I mean, maybe this homeless vagabond looking dude sees that as ostentatious, but normal society doesn't look at somebody with a suit and tie as being ostentatious. They're thinking you went to Men's Warehouse and dropped $100 so you look good on Sunday.
Yeah,
it's not unusual for people that go to church to have a tie on. The guy's probably not even in a full suit. Even if he is, I don't care. The fact is that these guys are here to harass these people based only on a rumor that somebody that has a similar name works for ICE. That's it. That's the entire connection. And they are pestering this entire congregation. And it's not a large congregation. It was like 30 people from what I could tell. And they're harassing all these people with children because of one person's possible tenuous association with the church.
Thank you. Cryptic says that they'll come back with all the STDs. They won't make it back, bro. They'll all be gone in the first month.
Yeah, these people have no survival skills. Most of them are living off the government anyway, or off their parents. I mean, look at this homeless-looking dude. You can't tell me this guy is self-sustaining.
This guy, he's the reason that when anybody mistakenly calls me an atheist, I have to correct them because I do not want associated with people like that.
Yeah.
I'm not atheist. I am agnostic, but don't lump me in with retards like that. Because that dude's a retard. He's the kind of guy that goes on and does YouTube atheism videos and then like, but Islam is great. Islam's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never talk against them because I'm a pussy. I'll go to they love to turn the other cheeks, man. They love those guys.
Oh, I saw a video from I think it was that Jake Lang event where some guy grabbed a Quran out of somebody's hand, and it turned out that inside the book was bacon, like uncooked raw bacon. I may have laughed a little bit at that one.
You're your own kind of tard, aren't you? Yes, I am.
You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
I don't remember in the Bible accept all immigrants.
I don't either. They seem to have written that in the margins somewhere. It might be in the penumbra of the original, Greek or Hebrew translations. I don't know.
Accept all people who accept God or accept Jesus as their savior. But especially if you're talking Old Testament, I mean, separation was kind of in there.
Yeah, well, that's why they said don't wear blended fabrics, so you can tell your tribe from their tribe, and you'd know who your associations are with. that was not uncommon at the time. You're supposed to treat others how you want to be treated. That doesn't mean you accept them into your home. They might be dirty weirdos.
Yeah.
You still should be nice to people.
Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity?
You don't seem to be down on Whipple, sir.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on Whipple, bitch?
Yeah. Why am I required to do what you're doing?
I so desperately want to physically be violent to people like this.
They just, there's something about them that sparks rage, isn't there?
You claim to be a Christian. Act like one.
I don't think there's anything in the Bible that says you got to go down to Whipple. Again, I've read it, Jack, and it has been a while since I read it, but I think I would have noticed Jesus says go down to Whipple.
Yeah. God, and the Lord spoke and said, "Thou shalt protest immigration rules." What?
Okay, we're not gonna watch this one because I just can't. I watched it all already.
Yeah.
This is a dude pretending to be a woman.
Both those terms are very loosely applied here.
Yeah. Who's singing a song about Renee Good and comparing it to what they themselves have been through.
I thought you'd enjoy the song personally.
The problem is that I've seen like 6 different songs now, and they're all stupid.
And I keep sending them to you.
Tyrai, thank you so much. In the law, you could accept the sojourners as long as they took up all of the laws and traditions. So assimilate. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's not just, hey, you have to take in all the immigrants. That's no. Like so many things, that copper cap.
Oh, that would have been hilarious if it was.
It kind of looks like it could be related, doesn't it?
It kind of does. I didn't think of that until.
Fuck, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is part of what they do anytime they're trying to abuse the scripture. Again, it's very much like the Christmas story with Mary, and every fucking year we have to hear Jesus's mom was an immigrant and they didn't like her, so they made her sleep in the barn. That's not what happened, because they don't understand any of the shit that they read, or let's be fair, what somebody else told them they had read.
Yeah.
So look, I do recommend reading it. The Bible is a very important piece of literature for our time. You should know what it says.
It is one of the major texts of the world, because it's influenced a lot of history, for good or ill, and it is something that motivates a lot of people.
Yep.
And that's also why I recommend people read the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
You need to know what is driving people, because you really can't understand them unless you are getting a better idea of where they're coming from. And a lot of these clowns haven't read the Communist Manifesto, but by extraction, second and third hand, they've been told these things.
The atheists, especially your idiots like the moron we just watched, they all think they're Christopher Hitchens, and most of them are Sam Harris's retarded little brother.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. So anyway, this person tells a story how last March, ice surrounded their vehicle in a star, Jack. 2 on each side and 1 in the front, like a star, is actually one of the lyrics of this stupid fucking song.
Yeah.
And they knew at that moment because they said, "Are you trans?" I'm sure that's what they did. And that's a direct quote. She, he, whatever. Sorry. I didn't mean to mispronoun them. That is a he. That is absolutely a he. But it's just like what they saw with Renee Good. And they realized that when Renee was killed, That was just like what happened to me, because apparently this person died last year.
Yeah, they were murdered several times.
Yeah, and like I said, this isn't the only dumbass song I saw today. Apparently that's their new thing, is that they're going to sing to us about their criminal behavior.
Well, I've noticed that there's a certain amount of performative requirement to these things.
Oh God, yeah.
That they have songs that they think matter. They have dance numbers that they think matter. All of these like art school type things that they think are stunning and brave. It's sort of like if you grew up on like High School Musical and Camp Rock. That's what you think problems are resolved with, are some sort of like dance off.
Now, this is the account I was talking about. Shell Shock, spelled with 3 Ks at the end. Cute. They're clearly they were inspired by Libs of TikTok, and they grabbed these videos and put their watermark on it, just like she did, which I don't have a problem with. But really, shock with 3 Ks, really.
They're not even trying.
But this lady, that again, she not on this person's side, but really. Oh God, did you see Trigonometry's Hitler video?
No.
It won't do real good to watch it on here because you have to read subtitles. But it's the scene from that one movie where Hitler's really pissed off about something.
Oh yeah.
And they did it, Hitler seeing who is carrying his banner now. And they're like, well, who are they? And they're like, well, there's a gay Mexican. And Hitler yells, I didn't even know Mexicans could be gay. It's really funny. If I remember, I'll drop the link in the chat for people. Otherwise, go to Trigonometry's Twitter. It's funny as shit. Anyway, this is a warning to all white and MAGA witches.
Did you see this before I sent it to you?
No.
I like surprising you with some of these, and that makes my day when I find out that you found it because of me. And I'm sure there's some resentment there, but it's worth it.
No, and this one didn't. This one just made me giggle. But because of this, I went to Shell Shock's page here and was scrolling through all of the different people.
Yeah. It's a parade of freaks and weirdos.
Oh, this one is one of my
face one. Yeah. I tweeted that out earlier.
They're singing a version of Glory, Glory, Hallelujah with anti-ice wording. And the sad part is that person can actually sing. They have a nice voice.
They have a nice voice, but they're not a lyricist.
No. This one is brought to you by Tylenol.
Have we just started giving ICE our Republican neighbors' addresses? See if they like the policies they voted for.
Yeah, they just immediately go to whatever address they're handed. That's how that works.
They just break in and steal the people living there.
Yep. And maybe make sandwiches with what's in their fridge. That's absolutely how it works. Idiots.
But anyway, let's get to our witch here.
I saw this comment of somebody saying, oh, be careful, witches. They have their witches too. They have their witches too, so be careful, protect yourself. I just want to remind any of the white lady witches that are doing shit for MAGA. Stolen magic that's not yours does not work the same.
I just want to remind you, magic's not real.
What? How could you say that, monkey? Obviously, it's not working for you because you're colonizing the magic. You're using magic that doesn't belong to your people, your tribe, if you will. You need to rediscover your actual genetic roots so that you can get in tune with the magic of your clan. That's how magic works, I learned.
If anything, I would think that the MAGA witches are stronger and have the whoever gives them their power on their side, considering, you know, Trump won and didn't die the several times you guys have tried to kill him?
Well, that's because of the counter spells used by the MAGA witches, who are probably using some sort of hermeticism or Kabbalism. So, yeah, obviously, MAGA magic is far superior.
It is, absolutely.
Colonized practices that are not ancestrally yours do not work the same.
How do you know they don't have the same ancestry you do? Because you look like a white woman.
Yeah, well, I believe she goes on to specify she's Belarusian.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe Belarus magic is counteracted by Czech magic. So
You know what?
Trump knows this and had a bunch of like Czechoslovakian witches on hand.
This is totally off topic, but we found out recently Phoebe might not have Maine Coon in her.
Oh, really?
She might actually be a Russian agent.
Oh, is she a Russian gray?
A Siberian.
Oh,
and
so she was in exile.
Yeah. Let me see.
Is she
I know
a
this
wizard?
Siberian forest cats. You guys have seen plenty of pictures of Phoebe.
Yeah. She does look Maine Coon.
She does. Hang on. That's the wrong way to do that.
Are you going to send a sample of her DNA to 23 and Meow?
I really do want to get a DNA test for her. All right. Look at that cat.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow.
Right? So yeah, she's clear. She's actually a mutt of some kind, but her long-hairedness might actually come from Russia. She might be like the Tsar's great grandkitty.
Oh my gosh.
Look how
Meow
pretty that cat
Astasia.
is. That's a tabby. No, that is a the hair and everything is what makes it what it is. But look how much that looks like my girl.
It does. The coat is very similar.
There's that, and then there's that. Look at that little fuzzball.
It looks like an action pose. Like you could Photoshop that into a leaping explosion scene.
This is her standard play pose with dad because she likes to fight, and she fights like a tiger, so she rolls onto her back.
Yeah.
Anyway, less fun things. Let's get back to our witch.
Let me grab a couple here first. Thank you, Tyrai. Yes, now magic is left and right. Also, Wicca is a leftist colonizer stealing from all the older pagan traditions and then claimed they've been around forever. Yeah, look, these are a bunch of bored, lonely women that are using a bunch of 1970s neo-paganism that's called Wicca for some fucking reason. Just stealing different elements from things because they all read some shitty pamphlet they found at a mall. Thank you, Cryptic. All right, this lady made me have enough retardation for the night. Oh, we're not even done yet, Cryptic, but thank you. Oh, thank you, Alan. I got it, Jack. Lol. Thank you. That's generous, man. I appreciate it.
Give the cat a choice of vodka or whiskey. That's how you tell. Fair enough. No, we were also reading the traits of them, and she really does have a lot of them. Because like Maine Coons are very much like dogs. They're very needy animals. Like Patches, he would come up to you and lay next to you, and if you didn't pay attention to him, he would tap you until you started petting him because he's like, "Hey, I exist. Hello."
Yeah, I get that a lot from Kit Kat. She likes to pat me on the arm until I pet her. Like I've said, she'll pat you, and then if you don't respond, then a little bit of claw just kind of taps you, and then the claws will come out a little more, and it'll be a gentle rake. And after that, she just starts hitting you.
Patches very much. He just would tap you, but he would do it
adorable
over and over. Oh, he would. he actually did like to be cuddled. I held him like a teddy bear when I'd lay down.
Aww.
And he loved it. He just purred like, yeah, just like that. Anyway, back to crazy Wiccan chick. Sorry, Wiccans. I don't mean to. You know what? Fuck it.
Well,
you're all witches.
I have no disrespect for people that practice the pagan arts. That's your thing. That's cool. Chicks like this, I have zero respect for.
I can't take any of it seriously. It'd be like somebody telling me they're a Jedi.
Well, yeah, but that's what this lady is. She's a poser.
Yeah. If you want to just live a nature-based life, I don't care about that. Knock yourself out. But once you start telling me about spells and shit, I'm rolling my eyes and laughing at you in my head.
My family's from Belarus. That's where I get my practices from.
Again, how do you know that they're not from somewhere like Belarus?
Well, let's be honest. I don't think there's a strong magical tradition in Belarus. She's probably talking about gypsies, which are Romani, which is not native to the area.
But my point being, if you looked at her, right? Let's get a more normal looking picture of her. There's not a good one.
No, there's not.
There, here we go.
Looking chick.
But just looking at her face, would you look at her and go, "Oh, Belarusian"?
No, I think she's probably some kind of Eastern European.
Yeah, I'd say European.
Eyebrows, but
yeah.
Beyond that, it's just narrowing it down. We don't have those distinctive traits as much anymore because there's so much international travel and intermingling.
How do you know that you're not actually related to some of those MAGA witches?
Oh, there could be a MAGA witch within her own coven.
There could be a Belarusian whore from like 1650, and she's both of y'all's great grand whore.
That is a possibility.
Yeah. But how dare you? You got that colonized magic.
Yeah, this is the type of chick that has crystals and she goes out and activates rivers in her free time. You're annoying. This is some new age nonsense.
This is the kind of bitch that did the kill Trump spell.
Oh, of course.
And the don't let Trump win the election spell. I know we've seen several others of them. I think there was an impeachment one. There was an arrest one. None of which have worked.
No.
Like literally none of them have worked, but they like to brag about their failures.
Yeah, I think they maybe think they're doing something, but like a lot of people that are bad at their jobs, they just don't realize how shitty they are.
Yeah, could be.
Organized practices that are not ancestrally yours do not
we got to watch some we already watched.
Same. My family's from Belarus. That's where I get my practices from.
For the record, how do you know that? Because Elizabeth Warren told us she was like Navajo.
Well, Elizabeth Warren was fibbing. This lady may have taken a DNA test. I don't know. Probably not. But
Old practices, old country. If you're a white person,
What are you, lady?
Belarusian.
White.
Belarus is part of the Soviet Union. If these people were any whiter, they could split the light spectrum. You're not wrong, Dangerous.
I mean, you guys have seen the refugees from Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
I know that Vladimir Zelensky kind of looks a little bit like he might have come from the Middle East, but that's just because he's a retarded European.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. There was a lot of Muslim invasion of Europe. They did conquer Spain, so there's going to be some of those genetic traits floating around. But most Ukrainians don't look like Zelensky.
No, they all look white because they are.
Yeah. They do have some pretty hot chicks over in Ukraine.
Wasn't the Tsar like cousins with somebody in Prussia?
I believe so.
I mean, the European family, which does spread into Eurasia over into Russia, they're all from the same line.
Yeah, there's a lot of intermarriage and inbreeding.
They're all honkies.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. Fun fact, the Romani gypsies actually originate from India. Yeah, I had heard that. They even still have some of their original core cultural ideas, which contributes to why they were never accepted into the European societies they lived in. History is fun. Yeah, they had quite bad reputations. They tended to be seen as outsiders, and because their cultural practices were very odd. Plus, they'd steal children, apparently.
That was bad to the people doing those practices back in the day, but now you want to start doing those practices. Our ancestors have not forgotten.
Well, I didn't do them because that was like 500 years ago, and I'm not a vampire.
Your ancestors haven't forgotten. I guess she's going to talk to them later in a seance.
Yes. There's probably at least one spiritual medium that she knows.
It makes me really hope that this stuff is real, and that it's just a bunch of bored gods going, "Watch what I make this bitch say now."
Dude, it would have to be, because let's face it, if you're an immortal being on some kind of celestial level, you're gonna want to start toying with people.
Cryptic, thank you.
Something to do.
Yeah, thank you, Cryptic. She looks like Angelica Houston from the 90s Witches movie. Just removed that wig. She kind of does, actually.
From Witches v. Stwick? A little bit, yeah.
The idea that like MAGA white women are using witchcraft to go against indigenous practitioners.
Judging by your accent, I would say that you're in America, which means you're not in. Do you know what indigenous means?
Well, she's a true blood witch, from Belarus.
Do you mean original practitioners? Ancestral practitioners?
Yeah, she means ancestral, but she said indigenous practitioners. A lot of these newer, I guess they're called neo-pagans by traditional pagans. They are like this lady. They're cafe witches. They go around to new age shops and call themselves witches, and they probably even believe it, but they're just fucking retards. You're not in a basement like you're doing a traditional sacrifice or anything. You're spraying white sage around your house so your kids will do their homework. You're a weirdo.
For the record, she's right. It is hilarious to think that MAGA witches are fighting indigenous witches. I'm literally picturing the scene in South Park where Cartman has the mental battle against the mentalists.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening here.
Great reference.
Like my magic is stronger than yours. Pew pew.
That's funny. I was picturing people out in robes out in the woods, standing in a circle wearing dark black cloaks with symbols on them, and they're wearing red MAGA hats.
Well, if you want to go that way, you ever see the video where the guy who's a Call of Duty player goes to where they're LARPing Warcraft?
No.
Oh fuck! I got it. That is an old reference. I'll have to find it. It's fucking great. I love it.
That sounds even funnier than those dudes out in the woods throwing beanbags around, going magic missile.
Well, it's based on that. Oh god.
Okay.
Was it Angry Gamer? Warcraft LARP.
Look, these LARPers can be funny, but like if there was a coven that actually were MAGA witches and they did exactly what I described, I would hope to be invited to watch their ceremony because I would find that hilarious. But these people, like this lady, are just obnoxious.
Probably get in trouble if I show this. Where's the one where he goes to the LARPing party?
Oh, the Roland Dahl film, The Witches. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen that one. I was thinking of Witches of Eastwick for some reason.
They've made it members. Oh, this is somebody else. You can't have members only content of somebody else's stuff. You shitbag.
Apparently you can. MAGA witches would be hot as fuck too. Probably. There are some really hot MAGA chicks. I've decided that Brett Cooper chick's kind of cute. I'm a little torn on that. I go back and forth a lot, but
Brett Cooper, really? Attractive. Her eyes are weird.
I know, but there's something weirdly attractive there, and I can't explain it.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Look up on the Online Gamer. It's from Reckless Tortuga. It was a great fucking series of this guy who's like the personification of every video game nerd thing you've ever heard of.
Oh, okay.
But a COD nerd, so he's like super filled with testosterone. Ignores his woman offers of sex because the game is on, because he's playing the game, that kind of shit. Anyway, back to Tard here.
It brings me joy, baby. You should not mess around with magic if you do not come from that.
Okay, let's say you are Belarusian. How do you know your ancestors were Belarusian witches? Do you have your great grandma's Eye of Newt or something?
Yeah. See, they have shut up.
Brett Cooper is fine. You guys are making me sad, man. Although, what's the name of that Downsy soap opera?
Downesty.
You should watch that if you think Cooper looks cute. You'll be like, damn, these bitches is hot.
Cannot just pick up a book and start talking to Kali. Good luck. I mean, good luck. I actually got so excited hearing that because I was.
It is. I guess I'm not up on my Belarusian witches and their pagan gods. Is Kali one of them?
Not for Belarus. Kali,
or is this Indian. Yeah. I saw Temple of Doom.
Yeah. The Thuggee were a cult of Kali, and they strangled people mostly. They had knives too. But the British killed all of them, so you don't have that problem anywhere. It's where we get the word thug. Fun fact.
All right, that's enough of her. Was there anyone else? Oh, I do want to play this one. Just because this is a Kevin Samuels put your dick away moment.
Oh, there's so many of those these days.
Nah, bro, because until you guys have interacted with somebody who's literally fucking terrified to leave their fucking house, I don't want to hear how this shit is okay. Not at all. Not at fucking all. Tell me why I'm going to get groceries for my neighbor because she's too fucking scared to leave her fucking house.
Yeah, you're hard. You're hardcore.
Because immigration showed up at my apartment complex today. And this woman is fucking terrified. Her and her kids are fucking terrified, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
Come on, bro. They're fucking bro. Bro.
Well, you got to say fucking extra loud for some reason because it makes you tough, right?
You're a fat chick pretending to be an Asian Twitch user.
Oh my God. Oh, that bitch is so annoying.
It's the thought that I got immediately though when I saw this chick. It's like, she's trying to do the Nina Lynn thing, bro.
Yeah. Well, that chick is so annoying, bro.
So she's an illegal immigrant. That's what I just heard.
Yeah. Why else would you be afraid? This is ridiculous. First of all, you're not tough. You're some overweight middle-aged lesbian that nobody cares about. Nobody knows who you are. You're not threatening in any way. You just think you're tough. And this idea that people that are loud and swear are tough is sad and kind of pathetic.
Thank you, Alan, who says, I burn white sage. Am I a Catholic witch? Are you Belarusian? Because apparently witches have to be from Belarus. I don't know anything else.
Well, that's her genetic strain of witchcraft. I don't know. That sounds awfully colonialist mentality to me, because you're saying that people are divided into tribes. Yeah, I don't. They're weird people. You go down the Wiccan rabbit hole, you are entering a different world entirely.
Ducadia says she's hard like an overbaked dinner roll. I'm going to correct you there. She's hard like an undercooked potato. The potato is very important to that analogy. Or simile, for those of you with an English degree.
Shit is fucking disgusting. And like, if I'm serious, if you guys agree on this at all, anything to do with fucking ICE, get the fuck out of my life, for real. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. I don't even want to know you fucking exist right now. Ever. I don't want to hear from you ever fucking again. I don't. I really fucking don't. I don't want to hear a fucking
crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Word from any of you. This shit is disgraceful. It's un-American and it's fucking illegal. And if you stand behind this at all, just go. Because if you're still here and I find out about it, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you.
Put your dick away, lady.
Yeah, you're not scaring anybody. And look, this just makes me want them to do more ICE raids.
Is she burning herself or just need a new lighter? She's trying to light something. Occasionally you see smoke, but yeah, her lighter's not lighting, or maybe it's some new way to use drugs I've never heard of, where you just keep sparking your lighter at it.
Yeah, she's probably trying to light a joint or something.
It actually pops up on the screen just a little bit. It's either a joint or a cigar. It's something wrapped in tobacco leaf, it looks like.
It's her ghetto cigarello.
Probably.
Real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. Diabetes is doing a number on her brain, causing Tourette's. Those synapses are not firing properly for sure.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. I think I figured out why you think Brett Cooper looks weird. She has Asian-shaped eyes and Caucasian everything else, including her eyes. Just the shape and slant is Asian, not the eyelids or anything else. I see it now, and it's weird. And maybe that's it, but she also has that Candace Owens, my mom drank a lot when she was pregnant look. Her eyes are a little further away than is comfortable. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know, if you support ICE, be careful, because Chubba Rooney here is going to beat your ass.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to have like a container of beefaroni that you can drop to distract them, because they'll be like, "Oh, Chef Boyardee," and they'll get distracted and enthusiastic by that, and you can escape while they're jamming it in their maw.
I wanted to highlight this lady because of her eyes. Look at that one that's it's half asleep and the other one's fine.
Yeah.
I think what that is, I think what's causing this is her nose ring here is pulled kind of crooked, and it's weighing down and it's pulling from this side.
Giving her that, like, I'm about to have a stroke look.
Yes.
Yeah, that one surprised me. Notice how there's a theme with, like, the weirdos, misfits, and fatties.
Oh yeah.
It's always the fat, like the Wiccan thing. You get a lot of fucking weirdos in there, but they're not all fat. But all these anti-ICE people seem to have a kind of general theme of being some kind of outcast and weirdo.
Her idea here is that they need to have something that they can put on their windows or on their door to let illegals know that if they're being chased by ICE, they can come in there. Because if they just open their door and yell, "Come in here," they can get in trouble. But if that person runs into their house, then there's no way ICE can come in to get them.
Because ICE doesn't have like an intelligence division that tells them this is a symbol that's being used.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because you're putting it all over the internet like a spurg.
Yeah. Faithless is jumping ahead of me here. I need to let you idiots out there know this, and please understand this. You letting them come in your house and closing the door and telling the police they can't come in doesn't stop them from coming in to get the person they have a warrant for.
Yeah.
All it does is make you an accomplice now and give you 3 to 4 charges for obstructing.
Yeah, and aiding, abetting, harboring a fugitive. And
you're not a church. You can't claim sanctuary, fucker.
Yeah, churches can't even claim sanctuary anymore. But there's a theory in the law called hot pursuit. And if they're chasing someone and they run in your house, they can run in your house after them. That's the entire principle. It's a known legal theory. These people are so ignorant of how anything works. It's a little frustrating. Oh my God, what is this?
This is a dude who purposefully cuts his hair this way.
Wow.
He's anti-ICE. I don't remember what his bitching was. I remember he laughs for some reason a lot.
Did he grow that mustache to try and not look like Bert from Bert and Ernie?
I don't know what he was going for here. These are your opponents, guys. These are the people that are going to save the world.
These are the people that are winning. Seriously, what is wrong with society? So CERN did a number on us somewhere along the line, and I hold the French responsible for that.
This lady, this is a 5.5 minute video, 5:46, and she cries because of the ICE is taking people, and there's poor people, and people are hungry. I've yet to see all these hungry people they keep talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of fatties getting arrested because they're getting welfare.
Yeah. But it is almost the entire time she cries. And she's the one that really made me think. I told you earlier, I'm like, these people think that they're just on the right side of history. This is their civil rights movement. Because she is so distraught over this nonsense in her head.
Yeah. Well, they're upset about the narrative that their brain has created. It's not reality. This is not reality, as they say in The Mouth of Madness.
Cryptic, thank you. That's pubic hair on his head. Probably is, and not his own.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I want to watch. Some of these I'm not going to watch, or I don't want to watch because the volume is really low. So if we come across one of those, I'm sorry, guys. Well, white lady. This one's funny, Jack. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I didn't see this one.
Okay, you would agree with me. This is a white lady.
Yes. Yes.
When you hear her accent, she's clearly American or Canadian, trying to pass and trying not to say about very often.
A boot.
A boot. A boot. I love that Canadians always give themselves away.
Yeah. The 2 words, look and about, always give them away.
But this woman is desperately afraid right now.
Of spiders?
Nope.
I just saw a video online that ICE is in my neighborhood.
She is desperately afraid because ICE is in her neighborhood. Her.
Why? Is her husband illegal?
And I'm really fucking scared. And I don't know what to do. Like,
you know what I would do if ICE was in my neighborhood?
Be indifferent.
Yeah, I would be playing video games and everything else I normally do.
Yeah, I'd be, they're in my neighborhood. Cool, whatever. How does this impact me in any way possible?
I I'm at work right now, and I'm like, can I even go home right now?
Why are they violating the Third Amendment and sleeping in your bed?
Are they arresting white ladies for driving home from work?
No. As far as I know, they're not even doing like stop checks where they're like setting up border patrol checkpoints, which by the way are stupid.
It just reminded me of the chicks during Me Too who are like, I wish I'd been raped. Like this doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah.
You are probably the last person. If everybody in your city came out there and ICE went one by one through, you'd be the last one they gave a shit about.
Yeah, they're going to see you with your little hipster outfit, holding your Starbucks, and they're just going to walk on by.
Uh-huh.
Do I need to stay here?
Yes, you should stay at work all night. Spend the night there, sleep at your cubicle, under the desk so you're safer.
These people are actually insane.
They have ginned themselves into a petrified state to where they are so terrified of everything around them. They are convinced they live in Nazi Germany.
Yeah, I just want people to know, like, truly what is happening right now is terrorism, and do not support ICE. They are not the good guys.
You remember that meme of the person setting up the cardboard flames and then laying on the floor in the fetal position?
Yeah.
That's what this is. And her tone is just like that video of the lady's dating profile talking about cats. I just keep thinking about the cats and I want to save them all. She's worked herself up into this. There's absolutely no reason this woman should be afraid of anybody from immigration.
This is Tartarism. You're not wrong.
I'm stealing that one.
You're a white lady at work crying because you're afraid to drive home because ICE is around.
Yeah,
you belong in an institution.
Yeah, Blue Idea, she's the biggest victim. She's got to claim victim points for something that doesn't even affect her.
This is literally Mexicans deported, white lady most affected.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, are they arresting everybody at your local Starbucks? You're not going to get your grande lattes now? What's your problem? The Blair Witch reboot shit. Yeah.
I just don't understand what she's so worried about.
Weirdos and misfits, dude. This is what happens when you're a childless weirdo.
I'm not sure this one's not some kind of Poe, but it's worth watching for the fun of it.
Is she at a buffet right now?
No.
Okay.
She's at home.
She's got problem glasses.
Really, really worried about ICE being in the state of Maine. Because even though I don't look it, I am of Mexican heritage.
I would have guessed Tard that you had some kind of Downsy heritage, but not Mexican.
Yeah, like there's a spare chromosome floating around.
Yeah.
My father's job, he's half Mexican, his job is to literally be a thorn in ICE's ass.
Why, is he a human trafficker or something?
That's a great question.
So he's going to get deported, and then I'm going to get deported, and I can only hope that he and I are going to get deported together, because then I can use him as a translator, because I don't know any Spanish.
That's why I'm not sure. At the end there makes me think it might be a little bit of a Poe.
Yeah. You know, a lot of these you can't tell anymore because they're either attention seeking or they're Poe. But that was pathetic either way.
Here's the one bit of music we'll actually listen to.
Renee, 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 you were driving away.
That's as much as we're listening to. They're doing drum circles for the bitch now.
Yeah, oh my God. Talk about cultural appropriation.
And this is another one that's like, you guys just wish you were born in the 60s.
Oh, absolutely. They want to be that revolutionary generation that they've heard so much about. It's really pathetic.
Oh, here's another. Hang on, wait for this. Look how upset they are.
Oh, she's been crying. Look at that area around her nose.
She tells us she's been crying since she woke up. And here's why.
ICE is in Metro Atlanta.
ICE is in Metro Atlanta, and it has her crying.
My guess was going to be that she didn't take her SSRIs. But maybe ICE being in Atlanta had some kind of effect on that. I don't know.
I know my hair is greasy. I just woke up less than an hour ago, and I've been crying since I woke up.
You're an ugly crier too. Ugh.
Your hair is this greasy after missing one shower by an hour or so?
Oh, she didn't say that. There may have been consecutive missed showers. This might be a trend.
You can cry in the shower. I know women do that.
Yeah. It helps because the tears blend in with the water.
But no, I got to get my nasty ass on here and make sure everybody knows how upset I am by ICE being somewhere I'm not as a white lady.
Yeah, this thing that totally doesn't affect me is really upsetting, and it's a reason that I'm totally not taking a shower today. What the fuck are you on about, lady? Seriously, get your meds adjusted.
ICE is in Metro Atlanta. And I'm so worried about so many different people right now. This shit is really scary.
How do all these people know illegal immigrants?
Well, we did bring in a shit ton of them.
Yeah, but I mean, like, statistically, what are the odds you know this many that you're worried about several people? And what the fuck? Is this guy going to play D&D right now? Because
nope, this is a guy I was talking about earlier who he's a manly man.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So I know I'm opening myself up here. Hey, ICE, I'm in Clarence, New York. Whenever y'all think you're big and bad enough, take that badge off. Let's throw the fair ones. Law enforcement versus law enforcement.
Now, I don't know what law enforcement he's a part of, but he claims to be law enforcement. Okay. Do you think there's any member of ICE who would watch this video and be like, well, I'm not going to tussle with that dude unless they were worried about getting lice?
Yeah, or scabies. He looks dirty.
This motherfucker going to give me ringworm.
I knew a mall guard that kind of looked like him. Yeah, I would not be afraid of this dude at all.
Yeah. The only reason ICE isn't beating your ass is because they're wearing a badge and they're afraid of you. That's what it is.
You're right.
They're just they're really worried about the fat guy who's unkempt in upstate New York or wherever the fuck he's from. I don't. What do you say, Claire, New York or whatever? Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Ty. If the Yeti from Rudolph was real, he looks like discount Yukon Cornelius.
He does. And just like Cornelius, he probably hangs out with gay kids. But unlike Cornelius, he touches them. Allegedly. I just love that they think that they are warriors. I would kick your ass if it wasn't for that badge.
Yeah,
Bro.
There was one I saw a few days ago that said the same type of shit, but he was a scrawny little dude.
Well, we watched another one. I mean, they could be related because they all have that homeless haircut and beard. And I support any member of ICE who wants to go up there and whip this guy's ass.
Yeah. That reminds me, did you see the photo of Don Lemon's face photoshopped on Edward Norton's body from American History X?
No, I didn't. I can see it though. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up. I'm going to throw the link to Shell Shock into chat because there's so many great videos. We will probably be revisiting this page again.
Oh yeah, I thought so too.
They're just fucking amazing. These people are absolutely retarded. They are dumb as shit. And I don't mind that they're dumb as shit. What bothers me about them is that they're proudly dumb as shit.
Oh yeah, that's a trait of the truly ignorant, though, is that they have the pride of somebody that is overly educated without any of the education.
I just realized the fluffy little fuzzball on your screen right now could beat that last guy's ass.
Oh, absolutely.
I know. I have the dick scar on my arm to prove that she's a fighter.
She's also like probably better hygiene.
Yeah, I wouldn't let her fight him because I don't want to have the vet bill.
Right.
But I noticed today that because she scratches me all the time and leaves marks and stuff. But where she drew that dick on my arm, it's actually scarring up. I'm going to have a cat-induced dick scar on my arm for the rest of my life.
You should get some salve for that.
I'm going to get plastic surgery to fix it.
And it'll go away in 20 years.
Yeah. She's a vicious little shit, but she's so cute. Me and her play chase now. I'm her chase partner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Which is fine because she doesn't run that fast away from me. She likes my shuffling old man thing. But all I have to do is hide around a corner or something, and she'll run and chase me instead. And what I do is I'll stand in the kitchen. I'll just duck down behind the counter, and it makes her run into the kitchen. Well, you see those. The kitchen's not carpeted. It's whatever kitchen floors are made out of.
Like tiling and linoleum or something?
Yeah, like linoleum, I think. It looks like wood. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's slick, though. See those little paws? When she comes running in, she tries to stop, and she ends up sliding halfway across the floor. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind. I am sorry about the missed show yesterday. Like I said, I just hurt myself doing more housework. Should be back around where I prefer to do the show tonight, hopefully.
Cool.
Jack, anything you want to show?
Nope, haven't gotten anything finished. I've been busy IRL. So thank you guys so much for the tips. Thanks for coming out and watching the show. I think this was a very entertaining episode, personally.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
But anytime we get to laugh at tards, it's fun, and we did that from the start. I mean, you have people who can go do research for you, and you can't figure out what standing at attention means.
Well, it's Hollywood. They're the same type of retards we just watched.
Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I sing better than all of those people combined. That's just science.